It's noon. We will call the meeting to order.
Something out there.
Mr. Moore, if you don't mind doing the prayer and the salute, or the salute and the prayer, you choose which order.
To the pledge. Sure. Colors, attention, salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Lord, we thank you for this time together. We thank you for the opportunities you continue to give this community. Help us be good stewards of all these blessings. In your name we pray. Amen.
Okay, our second item is approval of the minutes from the January 9th, 2023 regular meeting.
I would move adoption.
We have a second.
I'll second that.
Ms. Darla, if you would do the roll, please.
Berger,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Sordahl.
Yes, and also I have a point of order we could clear up. Just so I know we're doing what, I'm comfortable with what we're doing. I know we changed this we changed the dates of our regular session meetings, and I wish we had Mr. Ritchie here. Mayor, do you know, do we provide a list of our regular meetings? Does it go to the county clerk, or is it just filed with the city clerk? Darryl, do you know?
That would be a city clerk question.
Can we ask the city clerk real quickly?
Yes, may I finish this vote real quick, just on the minutes?
Yes,
Okay.
because if we change a regular meeting, this is saying, then, and we've changed two of them, for they become a regular meeting, the we don't have Secretary of State, says a county clerk or municipal clerk as required herein, not less than 10 days prior to the implementation. So if it's a city clerk that requires a notice, we should have that.
And
Because
it was-
if
and
it's a
it was-
special meeting.
Yes, it was
requires
posted, at least 3 weeks ago.
But they have a list showing we've changed our regular meetings in compliance with the Open Meeting Act.
The city clerk does, yes, and it's posted outside on our door.
Okay, well, the one I saw said February 13th.
Yeah.
Do we have one that shows the
Yes.
regular meeting?
Yes, and I can go make a copy, and I should have sent that out to everyone as well. But
Well,
yes,
then
I can go make a
We also had
copy
an
of it.
agenda that was sent to us at 4:30 on Friday. What time did it get posted downstairs? Because there's no time frame on it.
We
Posted.
posted by 5 o'clock on Friday. but the
Okay,
meeting
it was to
Friday
be
before.
posted by noon on Friday.
Then we've been doing it wrong for 2 solid years. Because that's how we've done it every month for 2 years.
Okay, so was it posted by noon on Friday?
It probably was not. So does that make everything we've done for the last 2 years just null and void, and we can just go home now?
They're technically, if that's what we're
Mr.
doing.
Ritchie, perfect
We
timing.
need you.
We have a question about the agenda and about this being counted as a regular meeting. It was
Let me ask you a
posted,
quick question, attorney to attorney, maybe we can, when we set the list of meetings, regular meetings, I know, like with the schools, because we don't have anybody else, we have to send it to the county clerk. Does the cities get posted there, or is it just with the city clerk?
This was city clerk, I think, but I
Okay.
can't answer that for sure.
Because there was a proper way to change this regular meeting. If this is a regular meeting, then the agenda was to be posted by noon on Friday, which apparently
we've
we
never
haven't been
done.
posting any of them by noon on
For
Friday.
2 years, we've done it by 5 o'clock on Friday.
Right.
And if you have a noon meeting on Monday, it's supposed to be posted 24 hours before if it's a regular meeting. If it's a special meeting, it's to be posted 48 hours before.
So you think we got a posting problem?
For 2 years.
Well, maybe, it sounds like we've been up there for 2 years.
Because this is how we've done it every month since we started this.
Okay. So this meeting was posted by 5 o'clock on Friday.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I think we're fine.
And the changes in the dates were posted 3-4 weeks ago. As soon as the committee made the changes on the minutes, I posted the agenda changes, date
Do we have-
changes.
Do we have any action items on here?
I was gonna say, if you're fine, then we'll go, but I would suggest taking no action.
You know, the only action item we have is discussion and possibly recommend council action on something.
That would be item 5.
Yes.
Since that's just recommendatory advice, a declaration or decisional, that would seem to be all right.
Correct.
In my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, that's, council's the one that's gonna take action on it. So I think we're fine. I'll certainly check that out, Fred, and make.
Yeah, I mean, open meeting, and open meeting is there for, legislation is there for a reason.
Sure.
And geez, I should have checked in things earlier when I was chair, if that's how we were doing it.
Yep,
We
everybody
need-
gets the agenda mailing at the same time. When I post it, you can go back and look and see every time we've posted the agenda.
Well, we need to,
Thank you. Thank you.
so,
I think we're fine, but we don't have anything that would violate it anyway. If we took action, nothing's gonna be nullified, so,
Okay.
okay?
Okay, so
I wouldn't say we're
on-
good, but we're moving on.
We're on you for the approving the minutes.
Durr?
Yes.
Thank you.
Did you get Swordall's? I don't think you.
I think you said yes and
Okay.
then, yes.
Petitions from the audience. Okay, none.
No, none.
Mr. Lawson has a item to discuss with us concerning the old American Legion baseball field, current city baseball field, possible future American Legion baseball field.
Right, so about, I think it's late October, early November, some of the Legion members approached me about bringing Legion baseball back to Pryor. Hadn't been here, I think, for about 10 years now, maybe longer. So we started looking into it and started talking to the Pryor Youth Baseball Organization, and then found out there was other players in that, Pryor Public Schools and Bradford School System. So as we went through everything, we had some meetings with all of those people, Coach O, I can't remember, Chad from Pryor Youth Baseball, and then the athletic, or the baseball coach from the Bradford School System. And they all kind of came to the agreement that they liked the idea of the Legion managing that, so that we could, one, keep it managed year-round, rather than individuals mainly only managing it during the springtime and one time during the summertime for the Frank Hare Tournament, which was Pryor Youth Baseball. But in the summertime and the fall, the field would just go into disarray, and then it costs a lot to maintain it back, get it back up to playing condition in the spring. So as we started going on and on, everybody seemed to think that we owned the field already, but we never owned it. And so we started looking at that and seeing what it would take to transfer that over to the Legion, to let us maintain it similar to the way we maintain our hall, where, all those players that we talked about, like if they were to come to our hall right now, they would never pay a fee to use it, because we give our hall to free for the public school. We've had band events, football events, cheerleading events in there, so even class reunions, we don't charge for those. So we look at it as a way to bring Legion baseball back, a way to bring at least 2 tournaments this year, possibly more as we progress. We already have 2 teams that want to play. We have a U13 team and we have a U19 team. Talking with Coach O, because what we wanted to do is we didn't want to just come in and take over anything. We wanted to provide an avenue that would help. And so where our baseball organization was lacking in the city was the ages from 13 to 15, where they leave the Youth Baseball Association and go into junior high ball. There's no teams there unless you go out of town and play on one of the premier teams. And then when the kids graduate or turn 18 and as a senior playing in summer ball, they're having to travel all the way to Northwest Arkansas to find teams to play in. So this would give our 18 and 19-year-olds an avenue to play at a competitive level looking for college scouts, different things like that, and then also give our younger teams that avenue where they do not have to play in a Premier League outside of Pryor. We can actually have a Premier League here in Pryor, just like Legion Baseball was many, many years ago. Just a little bit of history about Legion Baseball. Started in 1925, and Yogi Berra played for a post in St. Louis. Ted Williams played for a post in San Diego. Frank Robinson played in Oakland. So, I mean, it's not a fly-by-night.
Daryl Moore played here.
Daryl Moore played in Pryor. It's not a fly-by-night organization.
Well, it wasn't until you added that.
Right, until we
Yeah.
added Daryl. But it is it's sponsored by the Major League Baseball. They're the ones that actually came to the national convention, this past national convention, and asked the state and the districts of the American Legion to look into bringing Legion ball back into their communities, because the Major League Baseball saw the same thing that what Coach O is seeing. So that's
Well, and Tim, if I'm not mistaken, you said that this would also be during the summer.
Right.
When that field has traditionally not been used.
Exactly. Legion
So-
Baseball's in the summer, but what we're asking for is the field in our name so that we can manage that and
Right.
and maintain that field. And there's a water line that's broke right now that didn't get fixed, which is why the field grew weeds and everything last summer, and they actually didn't even get to play on it because of that. Couldn't water the dirt and different things like that. So we've already got people lined up to fix the water leak. We have people lined up to paint it and bring it back to the condition that it already is. We're not asking for donations. When I met with the mayor and Adam and Mr. Crisp and attorney over there, all of us, we're not coming out asking for the grant money that you guys are giving to other sports organizations. We felt that money should go to those sports organizations, and we'll let them play on our field. We just want a field that we can manage and make sure that it stays. Right now, there's really nobody managing it. There's soccer's playing on it. A couple of baseball teams go out there and play. I mean, it's just not being managed at all, so. And then it's gonna end up in disarray, so.
Right.
Your premise is if you manage it, they will come.
Yes, it's kind of like that. What is it, Field of Dreams?
And you said with the organization, if you had teams that entered into the tournaments, you were guaranteed a tournament, to host a tournament as well.
We're guaranteed, if we put teams in, we're guaranteed that those teams that are registered, and actually, I found out as I registered our teams, it's also a Native American League too. So they combined, so now it's 3 leagues. It's the USAA, AAA, the Native American League, and the American Legion Baseball. So they've combined 3 different leagues together statewide. So we throw a tournament on, they're required by the bylaws of the American Legion organization to participate in those tournaments. Right now, there's only 2 tournaments that are listed, and they have till, I think, the end of May to list those tournaments, or the beginning of May. But those are all in Oklahoma City and Edmond, so.
When you do that, I take it you're just talking about the baseball field, not, because that's what's been surveyed. not-
Yes, just the baseball field.
And so when you do the tournaments, I mean, when you go to play, do they usually utilize more than one field, or?
From talking to Chris Harrison and them, when we were talking about that, seemed to think we could do most of those, especially the upper level tournaments, on the one field. And then talking with Coach O, it was.
I was gonna say,
he
if
would-
you might want to.
Yeah, Coach
I
O.
can't speak for him.
Yeah, no, he's already said that he
I
would,
mean, you might.
he would help us out, and if it was a nice big tournament where we got some teams from out of state and whatnot, then,
I'm saying, you might.
then he would open up his field to allow at least
Because we can,
championship
but if you
games or
could bring
whatever.
something to the board,
Mhm.
and so we could hopefully help and assist with that.
Yeah, so it's a great opportunity, and it brings a lot of people into the
I'm saying
community.
if you had 2 fields going, you could get more people in.
Yep, so, and one of the tournaments that used to be here, I don't know when, but it's moved off into, I think, Muskogee area. One of the college coaches used to, he's from Pryor, I think, host a tournament here, and Pryor Youth Baseball seems to think that he'll bring that back here if we can get the fields back in playing condition, so it would be a multi-county tournament, so, but
So what we had talked about was, since EDTA has taken a front seat in helping direct some of the youth sports and get some cohesion and working together, that Mr. Lawson would come talk with us about it. We could see the survey, we could see what he was talking about. Obviously, this is city property, it would require the city council to approve it, but the EDTA, if you guys went along with it, would provide a letter of support at the city council meeting, which I believe it's on the agenda tomorrow night.
Yes, it'll be on the
we
agenda.
may
tomorrow.
need to, if you'll notice on the survey, we may need to wait.
There's an encroachment.
There's a small encroachment of the concession stand and bathroom that comes over onto the city's property.
But yeah, or,
School's gonna have to tear that down, Fred.
So
yeah, that'd be a good idea.
so I don't know how you'd want to work that, but that would be
You know,
the only thing we would have to figure out.
well, honestly, if you take that to Brett, he can tell you what that is. I'm hearing him speaking for him, but we deal with surveyors all the time. I don't think it would be much of an effort for him, if he hasn't already shown what the encroachment is, you just take that out.
I
Yeah.
don't think we'd even need to do that.
Yeah,
Because
well,
the
you just
conveyance
show-
would be by quick claim deed.
Well, yeah, but you're still messing up title even with a quitclaim deed. So he would just lessen, he could just, wouldn't work, might either lessen, accept it out, he could give you what that legal is. I'm assuming you're probably gonna wanna come to us and would be wanting to use those concessions and bathrooms for these.
Fred, you
Yeah.
wouldn't be affecting title at all if we did a quick claim on the legal description that we have, if it's an encroachment by the school over on there. I mean, that's not messing up any title.
Well, it depends on what our title says.
Well, but that's you. That's the
Well, I
school.
understand, by this, I mean,
If we
I don't-
quit claim what's in our deed, that says it's gone, you have whatever interest we
Whatever
have.
well, you either quitclaim it, or
And then
also
if
what
there's
you
an
deed to the
encroachment-
Legion, you take it out.
If the school
And then you
has
can
an
quitclaim the
encroachment.
rest of it too.
Right, but that's
Quitclaim it to
between the
to
school.
the school if you want.
That's between the school and them. If we quit.
Well, or it could be between the city and the school, and quitclaim it to the school, and you don't deed it to them in the first place, and they don't have those issues.
What do you say, Mr. Moore?
Excuse me?
Let's get three attorneys talking about it.
Yeah, that's really dangerous.
I'm saying, you do whatever you want to, I'm just telling you the way I would do it. Maybe Mr. Moore would do something different, but
I would do a lease from the city to the Legion, long-term lease. But
see, there's a third
That's-
opinion. If we had a
That's
fourth,
because
we'd have a
Daryl's a
fourth
member of
opinion.
the Legion, so he's looking out for our best interest.
But I'm just telling you, if you need him to take it out of the survey, it would be an easy thing for him to do.
Okay, any other questions for Mr. Lawson?
Just so you know, utility-wise, I did some research. Pryor Public Schools pays the utility bill on this baseball field September through May, and the city picks it up June, July, and August. So it's our understanding that when you take it over, those bills will be going to you guys, the Legion. So it would save the city three sets of utility bill, 3 monthly utility bills, and would save the school 9 months for now until Tim and them have their agreement on how they're gonna operate with them.
And that's something else again, you might want to come and look some I'm assuming we still use this for some practice and that.
Yeah, the soccer's using it. Actually, there'll be junior high games are scheduled on it.
Yeah, and isn't our JV or something used, yeah, so you'll need to come to us and we can, you know.
And we're looking at different ways to, whether it's, whether it's through field maintenance or just sign a contract
Well, the good news
charge
is-
so much or whatever, so.
You get to go talk to them and do that part. So, okay, on to the next item.
Thank you.
Any,
Tim.
thank you, Tim.
Thank you, Tim.
Any discussion and then possible action on recommending council action regarding the current city-owned baseball field?
I'm going to have an issue with any recommendation when we have not been getting our agendas posted.
And we had talked before about if you lease or you give it over to the Legion, and if something happens in the long run, it reverts back to the city.
that's why you have a lease.
Is what the contract was gonna basically state.
So Derry, you're thinking just the city would lease it to the?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, why would the city want to deed 3.5 acres of real estate, I think you'd probably have to almost go through declaring that surplus before you're gonna give it away, yeah. So I think just do a multi-year lease.
Jim, if
About
you,
a year.
I don't know,
Huh?
I'm saying,
For
if you,
about a
I don't know if you
year.
caught what
Yeah.
Daryl was saying, if the city just leased it to you, would that work the same for you?
Yeah, give you a 20-year lease or something like that.
Option to renew.
Option to renew, I mean, that'd be, you don't care that you own it, you just want to be able to manage it exclusively.
Well,
Divvy
not
it.
only the management of it though, is, I mean, the Legion's gonna go out and collect donations,
sure.
and money, and spend money to.
Yeah, you can do that as a lessor.
You could do that under a lease.
To upkeep it,
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
I'm not a legal guy, actually, so there's three of you.
Well, if you were, you'd have a fourth opinion anyway, so you'll figure out how this works.
Well, I would, just to maybe get off this dime here, I would,
To be honest, we would take anything to Daryl anyway, so.
Sure.
He can speak on our behalf.
I would recommend that the council pursue a long-term arrangement with the American Legion Post regarding the current city-owned baseball field.
Does that just personally come as a recommendation from you? Because again, with the agenda posting problems,
Well, it's recommendatory. I think this board can make a recommendation to the council, whether the agenda was posted at 4:29
well,
or
that's a
at
recommendation, but
11:59.
that's still an action item taken on behalf of this board.
Yeah. Well, I'll
I
put the
think you
motion
can
out there.
proceed on it.
Okay. So we have a motion. Is there a second?
I second.
Okay, Darla, roll.
Williams,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Swordall,
Abstain.
Durr,
Yes.
Berger.
Yes.
Okay, next item is a presentation by Mr. Bloom and his group. Who's going first?
Bloom, where you at?
I will apologize, I'm having a hard time hearing, I've been flying a lot.
Ah,
I do apologize, Mark. Thank you. I'm happy to come here and address any questions and concerns you might have about the development, the project we're talking about here. Could bring everyone up to speed a little bit of where we are. We're at the final stages of getting disbursement on the funding that we requested for the project. We actually did a closing in December, and now it's just a matter of getting a disbursement of the funds so we can start phase one. This project has grown significantly since the first day I was here, in lots of different ways. Both our organization has grown significantly, and so what I primarily do is transformative development, is what I do. Who I am, a lot of people want to tell me who I am. Who I am is I'm basically someone who's trying to address the issue of food insecurity, both domestically and globally. Most of my efforts now are globally, but domestically, my main interest is transformative development in communities so we can go back to having regional food supply, healthy food into the communities, and promoting and prompting farming and food supplies the way they used to be. That's who I am. I appreciate the opportunity of being here. One of the reasons I'm here is because I believe in your mayor wholeheartedly. I get asked these days to help develop food security for countries. And I'm here in Pryor, Oklahoma because of Larry Lease, and no other reason. Larry Lease. I believe in him, and I believe in his vision. I believe in his vision for your community. Ricky Hayes has been an associate of mine for a long time, and again, I appreciate the opportunity of being here in Pryor. I believe you have an opportunity to be a leader in Oklahoma and this region when it comes to basically addressing the issues of food security, moving forward, and bringing agriculture back to the forefront in America. That's what I believe in. I'm a farmer. To my core, I'm a farmer. I love farmers. I hate our food system. And most people that are in my space hate our food system. don't like what happened in America, and we're trying to go back to when it was what it was, so regional. So what we're trying to do here, primarily, bring a grocery store, redevelop it downtown, drive downtown commerce again, because we believe that downtown businesses, trying to take America back to what it was. Not trying to reinvent something, I'm trying to go back to what it was. When we fed each other, we fed our neighbors, we were communities, and we were small. That's what we are. That's what we are. I'm playing a little bit different scale. It doesn't make me any better or different. I just play at a different scale. We won't do anything if it's not transformative. We've chosen Pryor, Oklahoma. In our world, we believe that you're in the perfect situation because of your logistics, your history. You're in the perfect situation to lead Oklahoma and showing them that there's a better way than having a state that has 3/4 of its counties with food deserts. That should not be in America. Should not be in America. And so we believe that what we're doing is working with you on transforming a project that I believe is going to be something very, very beneficial to Oklahoma, to this community. We're working with the community. Mr. Hawkins here has been a tremendous inspiration. Mr. Ricky has been a tremendous inspiration, but our project is fairly simple here. It's a grocery store, retail situation, drive business downtown, and then develop what we do in my real world, which is I create food through controlled environmental agriculture is what I do. I mean, that's kind of, if I really do something, that's what I do. And so we've chosen a spot in Pryor that we believe we can launch a true greenhouse that's growing food that's actually a part of the food system. The reason it takes us a little longer than it does most people is because I don't go forward until everything's in place. So if I have to stop for 3 months or 4 months or 5 months to make sure that the contract's in place, I'm stopping. Because too many people move forward before they're ready. When we produce food here, it will all be pre-sold. There won't be any speculation at all, because I don't start something unless it's pre-sold and it's going to be successful. There's no reason to put a community through anything that's not going to be successful. So I know that I've gotten a little bit of criticism because people think I'm moving slow. I don't move slow, I move strategic. And no one is going to make me move faster if it's going to mean that it's going to hurt the project. I am committed to doing this project in Pryor, Oklahoma. My group is committed to doing this project in Pryor, Oklahoma. That has never changed. I think this is going to be one of the greatest things I've ever been a part of in my life. That's how excited I am about Pryor, Oklahoma. But where we are right now is we're hopefully within the next 30 days, finally, having the access to the funds that we've already closed on, just literally access to the funds, that will help us to acquire the land and start master site design with folks. So these young men here, Thomas?
Look at those fellas over there. Hey, they're there.
So besides being the main architect and engineer, this is my best friend on the planet. He's from Oklahoma. And basically, he and his group will work with your folks on, and believe me, this is a community thing. That's why I've always approached this as a community thing, because it's transforming a community. And it's not my vision, it's your vision. We're here to help. But this is the young man that's going to help lead our team. He's from Oklahoma. He is Oklahoma. But he's also someone I know and trust. So I just wanted to make sure everyone understood, Jim is developing a Oklahoma-based team, Ricky will tell you this, that's going to take this project. All I'm trying to do is facilitate the funding of it and then turn it over to people from Oklahoma locally to develop it and run it. I will support it with everything I've got, but this is an Oklahoma project and this is a Pryor, Oklahoma. We were actually talking today, coming in, about where Thomas was going to locate his Pryor office. When we came in downtown, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
We were literally looking at the offices saying, where's Thomas going to put his Pryor office, because he's going to have to be here, and his team are going to have to be here all the time. But again, I apologize, I'm not meaning to go on and on, I'm just wanting to explain where we are. We are excited about this. Thomas and his team have done some tremendous renderings that they've shared. I'm excited as it all get out. I think my role here has changed from what it was. Now I'm here to facilitate it. I'm here to facilitate the funding, and I'm here to facilitate the development, and I'm here to support. But again, Mayor, thank you for your vision that you've cast.
So the vision that we've cast has been a vision that several have cast
Yes.
along with me. So Pryor Main Street has also helped cast the vision. And as we have worked with Thomas over the last, when did we start that, Thomas? Yeah. So we had several meetings with him in trying to understand. And this company met with city people. Tim, Mr. Lawson, you were in one of those, I think that first meeting. Houston, a bunch of us were in that meeting. And what they want to do is what they do design in our downtown corridor with the green space over here, they want to design that appropriate for what our needs are. And so they've been listening to us, been listening to us visit with them and talk with them. They've asked us questions. They've compiled information that is from those conversations. And